Have you ever wondered who were the women who defied the rules in Puerto Rico so that today we can enjoy rights we take for granted? Today we're going to learn about one of them, a woman who not only dreamed of a fairer world, but dedicated her life to building it. We're talking about Olivia Paoli Marcano de Braschi, a key figure in Puerto Rican history, whose name echoes powerfully in the fight for feminism and human rights. Born on October 8, 1854 in Ponce, Puerto Rico, Olivia was an exceptional child. She grew up in a cultured and well-off family of landowners. Her mother, Amalia Marcano Intriago, was born on Margarita Island, Venezuela, and her father, Domingo Paoli Marcatenti, was a prominent Italian immigrant. This multicultural and artistic environment gave the world the famous tenor, Antonio Paoli, her brother. Imagine this. At just 12 years old, while other girls were playing, Olivia convinced her parents to take in and educate 6 poor children from her neighborhood. From a very young age, her social commitment was evident. She knew that education was the key to a better future. In 1873, her life took a turn when she married Mario Braschi Rodriguez, a liberal journalist and writer. Together, they not only built a family, but also became a team devoted to their work. They collaborated on various journalistic projects, using the written word as a tool for change. However, Mario's ideas clashed with the powers of the time, and he was persecuted by the Spanish authorities. Olivia's life was not easy. In 1891, she became a widow, but instead of giving up, she turned her pain into action. She turned her home, now known as Casa Paoli in Ponce, into a school. There, she taught boys and girls alike to read and write, planting seeds of knowledge that would later blossom into future writers and professionals. But Olivia's true battle was yet to begin. At the beginning of the 20th century, in a world where women were considered their husband's property and had no voice of their own, she rose as a pioneer of feminism in Puerto Rico. In the 1920s, the suffragist movement was gaining strength on the island, and Olivia joined the fight with all her energy, alongside other brave women such as Ana Roque de Dupré, Beatriz Lasalle, Carmen Gomez Tejera, and Isabel Andreu de Aguilar. She helped form an unstoppable front. Her aim was clear: to obtain the right to vote for women, a fundamental human right that was being denied them. In 1924, her leadership was recognized when she was named vice president of the Liga Social Sufragista. This organization was the driving force behind the campaign for women's suffrage in Puerto Rico. It was not an easy path. They faced ridicule, opposition, and the indifference of a deeply patriarchal society. But Olivia and her companions never stopped. They wrote, marched, organized, and spoke out, gradually convincing society that equality was not a threat but a necessity. Their persistence bore fruit. In 1936, after years of tireless struggle, women's right to vote was achieved in Puerto Rico, but not for all women. Since Spain's conquest of Puerto Rico, education had been reserved only for boys who were sons of Spaniards, and when the right to vote was approved, it was granted only to women who could read and write, leaving 65% of the island's women without the right to vote, especially women of color. It was a historic milestone, a turning point in the status of women in Puerto Rican society. Olivia's activism was not limited to suffrage. Her mind was a universe of ideas. On December 31st, 1906, she founded the first Theosophical Lodge in Puerto Rico, a space dedicated to philosophical and esoteric study. She directed the magazine La Estrella de Oriente, where she explored profound topics about humanity and the universe, demonstrating her constant pursuit of knowledge and spirituality. Moreover, her commitment to social justice led her to collaborate with the Puerto Rican Socialist Party and its leader, Santiago Iglesias Pantin. She used her sharp pen to denounce the injustices faced by workers and to promote reforms that would improve their living conditions. Olivia was a complete intellectual, one of the most brilliant and independent minds on the island, who was never afraid to raise her voice against authority. Her family life was also fascinating. As mentioned, her brother was Antonio Paoli, the king of tenors, a world-famous opera star. This connection with art and universal culture enriched her worldview and strengthened her belief in the transformative power of creativity and free thought. Casa Paoli was not just a home, it was a center of intellectual and artistic vitality, a beacon of culture in the heart of Ponce. Olivia Paoli Marcano de Braschi died on February 27, 1942, at the Sagrado Corazon Hospital in San Juan. The cause of her death is unknown, and the location of her remains has never been identified, but her legacy is more alive than ever. Her name is synonymous with the struggle of women independence and empowerment. She was one of the architects of Puerto Rican feminism, a woman who opened doors so that future generations could walk with greater freedom. Her work not only achieved legal change, such as the right to vote, but also transformed mindsets. She proved that a woman could be an educator, journalist, activist, leader, and thinker all at once. It is a tangible reminder that a single person with conviction and courage can change the course of history. Olivia's greatest contribution was, without a doubt, her leadership in the fight for women's right to vote. Olivia's greatest contribution was, without a doubt, her leadership in the fight for women's right to vote. Her school, her writings, and her theosophical work promoted an ideal of citizenship based on critical thinking and social justice, a legacy that continues to inspire activists and dreamers throughout Latin America. The story of Olivia Paoli is a powerful lesson. It teaches us that great social transformations are born from individual and collective acts of courage. At a time when women were invisible, she refused to be silenced. She became the voice of thousands and a symbol of hope. Her life invites us to reflect. What are we doing today to build a fairer world? What barriers are we willing to break down? Olivia Paoli showed us that no obstacle is too great when one fights for human dignity. Her story is not only part of Puerto Rico's past, it is a shining guide for our present and our future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of an extraordinary woman. If you've been inspired by the story of Olivia Paoli, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel to discover more figures who changed the history of Puerto Rico. See you next time.